Hello everybody, welcome back to our channel, Smishek's Custom Baits. Rick Smishek here. Today I'm going to make some Koreshot baits, and we'll see how these things turn out. It's going to be based off of a custom color that I made last Thursday in fact. And we started off with two options for blues. We can go one way or another with each blue. We started off with the dead on plastic, which he wanted a light blue, but he wanted. I told him we could lighten that one if he liked that color of blue. And then the lightest blue I have is this blue pearl powder, and I put just enough of it in, and you'll see what it's going to look like. But it came out pretty sweet. And but today I'm going to do it as a core shot. I'm going to do the dark blue in the core, and the light blue will be in the outer shells. And we're going to put salt in the outer shells to help minimize our dents. And I'm going to shoot all three of the Koreshot molds today: stick, the chub bug, and the Ned. There we go. We've got all three. So let me go ahead and finish getting the plastisol ready so we can get this show on the road. Alright, let's go ahead and get this rolling. We're using a cup of plastisol here. Got one of the rags. Oops. Always something, isn't it? I'm going to make this a little thicker than I did for the sample. I'm going to go ahead and put in a full dose, as it were. I just used a little bit, well, not a little bit, probably about 2/3 what I would normally use. Stir this and make sure this is what we want. This is a really nice blue, I think. Make sure we get all that colorant down in there. Oh yeah, there we go. Yeah, that's a thicker blue there for sure. Okay, that's going to be our core color. Let me grab the other one out of the microwave and put that one back. Yeah, that's a sweet blue. Alright, here comes the other one. Okay, and this time, we're going to use just the smallest amount of this possible, really, to get it to change color. This might take a couple stirs, and I might have to stop and heat it again if it gets too cool. The powder doesn't, oh, you can see it's starting to change. I made the sample, and then I need to make 10 bags worth, and this is how I matched the color the second time around. Just adding just a little bit at a time. You see it's starting to change color some, but we need a little more. And there's a couple little pieces of, I don't want to put too much. And there's a couple of little chunks in there that aren't mixed in, but that wasn't nearly enough. Well, we're almost there. Put that powder down in there. And you notice we're getting a lot of air bubbles, but that's okay because we're going to get even more when we put in that salt. Yeah, we need just a little bit more. This will probably, oops, sorry about that. This just might do it. When I made, it was like, I think it made 3 cups, 3.5 cups, something like that, for this custom order. After I put the salt in, I had to add more of the blue because there's just so much salt that, yeah, there's so much salt that it kind of washed the color out a little bit. But just add a little more pearl powder to do the trick on that. Let me take a look through that. Now it's you know what, let's go ahead and add the salt here first, so before we get that final color. And I'm going to have to heat this. If I need to put in any more powder, I'm going to have to heat this. And this is going to need a little bit more powder. So, go ahead and finish Getting this mixed in first. All right, let me heat that back up and we'll be right back. Okay, we have it heated up and it's still a little bit light. Even I stirred it a little bit before I turned the camera back on. It's still just a touch light, but we're going to put, I'm going to put just a tiny bit more. I think that's all I'm going to do for now. Let's see how that looks once I mix that in. Some of it gets stuck up on the sides of the glass. Oh, there we go. That's what we're looking for right there. That's probably almost exactly the same shade. I have some of those baits. Matter of fact, I haven't shipped that order. That order will ship tomorrow morning. That's exactly the color. I'm pretty sure. We'll check that here in a little bit. Next, what I did was that we put in just a tiny bit of black glitter. Clean off my measuring spoon. Fills up my powder there. Yeah, that's just, we're talking that's probably all we need. That's not much at all. You just have a few, just a couple of pieces, 4 or 5, whatever pieces in each bait. Maybe a few more than that, but there we go. See, you can see just how few pieces there are. Let's get that in each across each knife blade, and that's exactly what he wanted. He just wanted fuel. So, all right, you know what? I think all we need to do is bring these up to temperature to shoot, and everything's ready. So let me get this one heated, so we can shoot the shells first, and be back in a moment. Okay, so we got the plastics all hot again. I did this once, and I flashed the middle mold, stick mold. No, that's the chub bug mold. So and then the last one didn't fill. We'll see. We'll see if it fills this time. I think I just didn't get the injector full. So I just had to reheat all the plastic, empty the molds, and reheat it all. I probably could have left the front with this first one. We're gonna hold that just a little bit longer than normal. There we go. Oh shoot, that is, you know what? I am not gonna be able to clamp 3 of these together at a time. It's just not gonna work. And that one didn't work either. Well, you know what? We might just have to go with one mold. I might have to put the screws back in. Either that, or I'm gonna have to figure out how to clamp off it. I'll figure something out. I'll do it offline sometime, and sometime soon, because it would be great to be able to just clamp all 3 of them together. I've used clamps on just one of them at a time, but I don't want to have 6 clamps. Well, I could have 6 clamps if nothing else. Interesting. I mean, I'm not even up that high. I'm out in the middle. And this one opened. This one flashed. The only one that didn't is this one. So, I think this is the Ned rig. Yeah, this is a Ned rig. So, we'll just Koreshot the Ned rig. How's that sound? Okay, so I went and cleaned up the other 2 molds, put them away. Let's go and open this one here up. There we go, it all stuck to the one side. Alright, there we go. There they are sitting there in the mold. Let's go and take those things off the rods. Pry them off. Okay, getting there. I guess I should have re-oiled the rods after the first time. I didn't. Sometimes it's good enough for a couple of shots. Sometimes it's not. This is one of those times where it's not. Get rid of this stuff here real quick. All right. And here's our. You see just how little black glitter's in there. Okay. Let's check something out here. Let me grab something real quick. See? This is the other color. This is the actual one. I guess I could have made that a little bit darker still. Just a little bit. Alright, well that's okay. Next time I will. Let's make sure this is the tail's open. And the nose. That opening in the nose needs to be unobstructed, and so does the one in the tail. Because right now the only vent that's still open in this cavity is the one out the tail. So if you don't get that closed, or if you get that closed off at all, then the core won't fill properly. So I check every one of them. That was a little nasty. Okay, just trying to hurry this process up just a little bit. That should be okay. Put it up on the top just to find out, just to make sure. So if we get one that doesn't fill quite all the way, it'll probably be the fault of the nose not being quite opened up enough. Oops, and you notice that some of them I have to pull off the tips on the tail. Okay, and that's pretty close to not being open enough. There we go. Well, it's open enough now. All right, go ahead and close this thing back up. Slap our clamps on. These came with screws and rivet nuts, but maybe I'll have to go back to that. All right, let me get that plastic on here. All right, so let's go ahead and shoot this core. Let's see how these turn out. Funny how we start off at 3 molds, we're down to 1. Well, there, the core's done. Hopefully, we'll see how many of them fill. Just a minute. Just holding that pressure just to make sure try to make sure I get as many of them filled as possible. Alright, and I'm just going to set this in here because it's now, put it back here. It's stinky, but I'll put it back there. Right by the fan. Alright, so let's give this just a minute or so. I'll finish cleaning up the ejector and stuff, and then we'll get the mold opened up. Alright, let's see how these turned out. Oh wow. Take a look at that. Move that up a little bit. Sorry about that. I was looking at them. I was like, wow, look at that. Let's pull them off the sprue. Okay. Let's take a look at these. Those actually, I think those turned out pretty darn hot. I like how they turned out with the darker tips, most of them there. But every one of them has the core like it should, and you can see they have just that little bit of glitter. The ones I made for my customer had just a little bit more, and the outer shell was a little bit darker. But I didn't make Koreshots for him. I just made solid ones. These are overall, these are probably pretty close to being as dark as those were now with that center core. So, oops, there we go. Sorry. Those are pretty sweet looking baits. Bam. Bam. Okay, so today we kind of saw how not to clamp 3 Koreshot molds together. I'll get that figured out. I'll figure out what the deal was and let you know. It's weird because most of the time I can shoot my molds, my 5 or 6, whatever, however many the clamps will hold, and shoot them all one at a time, and they do just fine. So there's something weird going on here. I'm just not sure what yet. So we only ended up with 1 bait out of 3. Well, I guess that's the way the cookie crumbles today. But that said, if you like what you saw, go ahead and hit the like button, hit the subscribe, and share. Share with everybody you know. Okay? That's how you can help the channel out. And until next time, tight lines and calm waters.